Meeting to order. It's about 7:03. Can we stand for the pledge of allegiance? Can I have a roll call, please?
Alberts,
I'm here.
Chillian,
Shirley is not the rules.
Cooper,
Here.
Rockenthal,
Here.
Latin, here, Polly,
Here.
Janelli,
Janelle is out of town on this.
Steichen, Taverson, Transil.
Here.
2 absent, 2.
We don't have anyone for public participation tonight? Being there, we'll move on to the agenda. Okay.
I second that.
Could I have a motion on the consent calendar?
That the Board of Education approve the items on the consent calendar as recommended 12-153 through 12-157.
Second.
The motion was moved by Kathy, second by Ms. Alberts. Are there any questions concerning the minutes? Or consent calendar? Being none, all in favor of the motion, would I hear aye?
Aye.
Opposed? Any abstention? The motion so carried. Do we have an employee representative here tonight? None? Okay. Our students that are here tonight?
Here.
Okay, so you want to start off, identify yourself?
Sure. My name is Shiny Patel. Okay, wait, is it on? Hi, my name is Shiny. Alright. Hi, my name is Shiny and I'm the Danbury High School Vice President, and last meeting, I believe Justin Kenny came, who's our school president, and nothing has really changed since then. Right now, we're focusing on our Spirit Week and our homecoming, which is next week. So our Spirit Week is going to be from Monday through Friday, and we're also doing on Wednesday an Above the Influence Day, which is kind of like, we're going to wear purple and like stand against drug abuse and alcohol abuse, and we're going to also have like one day later on in November, a guest speaker come, and from, I don't remember where he's from, but he's going to talk more about anti-drugs and alcohol. And we're also going to have a day where in the cafeteria, the students will sign like little pledges saying they're against drugs and alcohol, and we're going to post them on a big wall in the cafeteria saying like all these students were against it, and it's going to be kind of our community change project sort of. And let's see, what else are we doing? We have our homecoming dance next Saturday. That's going to be in our cafeteria. It costs $10. I don't know if you guys want the details or not. But it's going to be from 7 to 11, and the theme is A Night Under the Stars, and I got really excited because I came up with the ticket design. Yeah, so that's pretty much what we have planned. Yeah,
Thank you, Shane.
no problem.
Hi,
Joanne Tolles, our English teacher, earned us a literary enhancement grant for using 21st century skills. Can you hear me? Everybody hear me? And Common Core rubrics through all disciplines at ease. Second thing, the Whale Watch trip leaves next Tuesday. I'm going on that. 9 students are going to be going on that as well, accompanied by our science and world history teacher.
Thank you, Vanessa. Next on the agenda, Dr. Sarah's presentation.
Valerie,
Yes.
one of the things that we always look for little pockets of excellence, and I can tell you, coming here in the first year and witnessing a wonderful display that Danbury sponsors each year regarding the college fair is really incredible, and it's a testimony to our efforts and your efforts, particularly your leadership. And it really puts our students at the forefront in talking to and being around post-secondary experiences. There's certified programs there's 4-year colleges, 2-year colleges, military. Everything is one-stop shopping,
One-stop shopping.
and which is really phenomenal. And I do appreciate it. And I've been wanting to come here and talk to you all about it. And we're just pleased to have you here to do that.
Right, I won't take much time, but I did make up a little cheat sheet here so you can have the facts, so I won't be going on too long. For those of you who don't know, I'm Valerie Uberbertus. I'm a guidance counselor at Danbury High School. And the college fair is sponsored by Danbury High School Guidance Department. Both middle school and high school, join together to make this a successful evening. We are one of the largest and best attended fairs in New England. I'm not sure people are aware of that. This year we have over 280 participants, and we're still growing as we speak, with another 8 people coming on today. So we're really large, we're really well attended. So that really is, a little something for us to be proud of. We are a NEAC approved fair, which is New England Association of College Admission Counseling. NEAC, when they do their accreditation, we did receive accommodation from them for the college fair. Something that I'm not sure everybody is aware of, it raises scholarship money. Last year we raised $6,000 in scholarship money. This year we'll raise even more. And just so you know, it doesn't cost the school system anything. I think that's another important factor here. It's not a budget line, it supports itself. So I think that's 2 great things for our kids, that we can raise that kind of money. Let's see, as Dr. Sal said, there's vocational, technical schools, study abroad programs, military, and then we try to supplement that with other resources such as the College Board will be there, the ACT Testing Corporation, we have NCAA for athletics, so a whole wide variety of services, financial aid services, so that kids and students and adults too, because something else we pride on is it's for Danbury High School students, but it's also a community affair. Many students from the surrounding towns, and even as far as Stanford and Greenwich, they'll bus students in because we are that big and that large. We do connect with our adult education program so that they're aware of this, because there is many post-high school opportunities that, not just college. A few years ago, we changed the name to college and vocational school, because we wanted to stress that maybe not everyone is going to college, but they still want to have some sort of post-high school training. Maybe they want to be an electrician or cosmetology. So there's plenty of those type of schools there too for students and adults of all different kind of opportunities there. The fair is held in October, which we find is a timely, it's the best time because students are gearing up for that college process. One thing I've been asked by multiple people now is, with the internet, is this still necessary? And I can honestly say, yes, it is, because I hear time after time where the kids are saying, they need that face-to-face connection. They can do research on the internet, but there's nothing like talking to somebody face-to-face. And I don't know how many times I have heard, just the other day actually, that my child found a school that they never heard of just by going to the college fair. We hear that all the time. So it's, I'm just trying to say it really is kind of a win-win situation for us. We encourage all students at grade levels to go. We think it's important for 9th and 10th graders to go there and start to learn the process. They can start talking to representatives and say, what do I need if I want to go to college? Do I need 2 years of a language? Do I need a lab science? Because by junior or senior year, it may be too late to get some of those courses that they need. What kind of grades do I need? What kinds of other things do I need to do to build a resume? So we have our 9th and 10th grade students doing that when they go to the college fair. We sometimes offer extra credit and kind encourage them to go. Juniors and seniors, of course, are maneuvering, looking for colleges. Seniors may be doing that last face-to-face contact, here's my transcript, what are my chances of getting in, what should I, is there something else I can do? Or just finding a school, that they haven't heard of before. Other than that, I want to say it's fully supported by Dr. Sell and Bill Glass and Gary Boccaccio. I can't say how many times they say, if you need anything, just let us know. But this, so the support is there, just not only from them, the staff and everyone, and we just feel like it's a great win-win situation. We are in the college conference manual. Next year, we're going to have more graphics of the Danbury High School in there. So we're gonna, this is a state magazine that goes out. So we are getting a lot of recognition all over the state, just by the fair too. It's nice to know college admission people will say, oh yeah, that's the Danbury Fair, we know the fair. So it's kind of like I can't really think of anything really negative to say about it, because it just seems there's always just so much, we hear great things about it. So I don't know if anybody has any questions or anything, but yes.
Has a date been set for it?
Yes, it's Monday, October 15th.
Okay.
It's from 5 to 8:30 at the Danbury Fair Mall. There's flyers there, there's a list of the schools, which is growing still. As I said, we're up to 285, I think, at the moment, and still more are coming. So yes, it's this Monday night, feel free to stop by. Very crowded though, I have to tell you that. Yes.
How do you raise money?
The money is raised, we charge a fee for the participants, and that goes toward the expenses, because we do have to pay for the tables, we do have to pay for some advertising, and the rest of the money we put toward scholarship money for the students. So really, it's not costing you a cent.
No, that
We'll
does
make
come
lots
from
of
the
money.
participants, that's what I
Yes.
just wondered. Thank you.
Yes.
And I'd like to say thank you very much.
Oh.
As a parent, I availed myself and my son for a few years. It was very good. It was very, very informative. Thank you very, very much.
Thank you, you're welcome. Well, that's the whole guidance. I want to stress, it's not just me, I'm the coordinator.
No,
What I have to say, Phyllis was a middle school, those middle school people, they're there, right out and helping out and everything. It's really is a team effort.
It is. It's very well
Yes.
done.
Yeah, thank you.
Sandy?
I also wanted to give a shout out to Mrs. DeRobertis. Thank you so much. She's a phenomenal, phenomenal guidance counselor, and she works very, very hard. And I agree, the fair is an absolute necessity. So thank you.
Oh, great. Thanks.
Any other comments or questions? Thank you again.
Thank you. Thanks.
Thanks.
Our employee representative came in. Would you like to address the board, Cindy?
Sorry, I'm sorry, I haven't with the meeting schedules this year.
It's good.
No, I appreciate it.
Yeah.
I really appreciate you taking the time. We're off to a pretty quiet start. Working with HR and some personnel matters, but we did some work over the summer putting in a grant for CEA, and we worked with administration to provide guidance, leadership, suggestions for the new teachers coming in. So we were pretty pleased with the program that they had, and we'll be looking to support them throughout the year as well with that grant. And so I thank you, and we're off to a good start.
Thank you, Sandy.
Cindy, we'll get that email in the morning.
Yes.
I sent it.
Yeah, and the other thing is, I know you've probably talked about it ad nauseum, but teacher eval is up in the air, we know that, but we have a meeting in 2 weeks with CEA to get more information, so we'll certainly be talking about that.
Thank you. Okay, superintendent's report?
Yes, and in your packet, thank you. Each time, one of the things what we need to do is to look at our program for the integrity of it. And the National Association for the Education of Young Children we had a visitation to Millbridge School grading this program. And I congratulate them on that. Standards are rigorous, and I'm just so pleased to be able to get that. So congratulations, I just wanted to show you that. October 1 enrollment. Joe, why don't you go through that for us? You've been dealing with this. Bill is going to his son's wedding, so he is not here today. Tonight, so go ahead, Joe.
Okay, as we all been talking about, our enrollment numbers are always ever in flux, but we do have our October 1 current enrollments And as you can see, as a whole, the district is up 93 students to 10,918. We are monitoring a couple issues. We did have to add, as we said at the last meeting, a first grade teacher at Ellsworth School to deal with increasing enrollment across our first grade. Dr. Sal will tell you, particularly our first grades have seen a big influx within counts. And as well as currently at South Street School, we do have we are how many across, I believe, 24 across in each of our first grade classes, so we're seeing increasing enrollment there. We're watching. As far as the overall, you will notice that we did, as we kind of talked about some of the other needs, the magnet school is up 42 students. We did add, so the magnet school is now filled with capacity for both Danbury students and out of town. I believe its ratio is about 70-30 magnet now.
We try to keep it to that.
Right around 60-40.
I was gonna say, we just lost our phone.
Actually, it's been hovering around 55%, 57%.
We are, I believe, we are fully filled, or there's one vacancy we're just in the process of filling. Beyond that, 55 total additional in the elementaries, and we are still looking at some growth at Rogers Park in the 6th and 8th grades.
We've been growing about 1% a year thereabouts,
Yeah.
and you could look at, if you look at the, we get a change mid-year sometimes at the high school, because of, we just seem to get a lot of transfers in January. So we kind of expect that, and that always drives us on some of our courses. And then you notice the minus on the Head Start, which I find interesting.
Yeah,
I don't know where that's from.
So, Joe, did Rogers Park go up because the STEM program was increased? Because didn't we add 50 to that, so?
But the goal there was to eventually get to, let me just think, 300 students by the time we're ready, if everything goes well, to bring them over to the new place that you guys opened. So we had more students applying so that we filled those slots. 8th grade was the lowest, and then we started filling from 6th and 7th on up.
So Broadview went down, Rogers Park went up, but part of that could be from.
That is.
STEM, yeah.
That definitely is, because that was the idea, to move kids over and fill it. But now that worked for a few years. Now you can see they're balancing, so we're just about saturated.
and like most things, our enrollment drives our busing, which we did at the last meeting. We did have to add one additional bus just to deal with overcrowding on particular high school and middle school runs, and that did relieve some of that load.
Okay, and Russ,
I don't have this paper in front of me, so can you just tell me what the,
we have to speak so Flo can hear.
I don't have that paper in front of me, so can you tell me what are the numbers in Rogers Park currently, as of October 1st?
Rogers Park total enrollment 1,188.
And Broadview?
Broadview is 1084. So Rogers Park's up 88 students from October 1st the previous year, and Broadview's down 26.
And is that number to capacity, like are we filled to capacity for those middle schools?
We have been filled for a number of years. We all struggled when we had to reduce the specials at the middle school. All those classrooms that you all reduced are now classrooms. Those larger rooms that we had for industrial technology, all those things were cut in half, and they've been made multiple rooms. This year we added how many at Broadview?
We split 2 classrooms at Broadview. We're also in the process of obtaining additional lockers for Rogers Park, because there's kids splitting lockers, so we're trying to track down lockers.
See, and I think the number that was thrown at me at one time, and correct me if I'm wrong, I think they were both somewhere in the vicinity of 859.
They were to hold about 8
That's
It was
what I,
actually 900.
900.
900.
So we've been kind of,
We're beyond.
Just a quick question, Joe had mentioned something about the additional 55 seats.
55
Additional
total enrollment in across the K5 is up 55.
55, okay,
elementary.
Elementary.
thank you.
Middle school 65, elementary 55, high school -7, that'll change, I guarantee. Head Start -32, Readiness -4. Total for the district delta from last October 1, that everything is predicated on for the state, 93.
At the last meeting, Rogers Park, you had an expanded spreadsheet that included number of classrooms per elementary school and per grade.
Is that,
Can you forward that to us? I don't see it here. And I didn't see it in the printout. It's just students by grade.
I think that's, well, Rogers, you talking, for the middle schools might be difficult because you deal with.
Right, I understand that, the elementary schools.
Oh, elementary, yeah, they'll break up by, we do it by teacher.
Oh, we know we did. We had the report, the daily report that has by every
Correct.
grade, so we can monitor that.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So the student fluctuation, the kind of students per class,
Yeah.
I'm more concerned about.
I could talk to,
If I'm not mistaken, you had it for the last meeting when we held it in Rogers Park.
Yeah.
So if it could just be expanded to include those, please.
And Joe, could you send an email to all board?
Yeah.
With that
We'll get Dr. Glass's office to send it.
Mr. Taversack?
No, I was just pointing that.
Okay. Any other questions?
Yes, I do.
Yes.
So at this point, are there any other places other than what seems like the middle school that are real concerns for us as far as overcrowding and being at capacity? To a point where your programs are being affected?
You looking at me?
I mean,
We have a problem at South Street that we monitor very closely. We just got something the other day and something today. We're watching Mill Ridge primary, but that seems to kind of mitigate itself.
Ellsworth we dealt with already, we added a first grade.
We had a
there.
first grade Ellsworth, we were saturated there.
Now this is
So
20 across.
So, it's South Street right now to keep your eye on.
Okay.
That's where we're at.
Okay.
The middle schools are, they're, I don't know what the clusters are, they can go up to 130. Is that correct? Did we change that?
Some of them have like 125.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that is a goal, we try to, because it's reasonable, we try to keep it down there, but I think it can go up to 130, so we're watching that. So we're pushing.
And the only negative impact I'm hearing right now, or at least I'm heard, is the locker situation for,
And as of right now, the locker situation at Rogers Park, we are in the process of tracking down lockers. We've been talking to Newington to try to allocate some used lockers, because lockers aren't cheap and ready, new ones are readily available, so we are trying to get those. There's about 50 people.
any other impact like lunches, getting kids in and out of lunch? I'm just curious.
No, we've been doing some shifting around as far as, like at Ellsworth and some of the lunch waves, they were working through that. We did, I think there was an issue as we talked about at Rogers Park, but we did run short of pizza, I think, one day. Not the actual full lunch, but it was like an a la carte meal. And they dealt with that already, that's taken care of. Lunch counts are up also, as a side note, which is also dictated by, driven by enrollment. So we're definitely seeing follow through with that. And also our all-day K kids are eating too, so that's increasing our lunch counts there as well.
We're at a tipping point though, I mean, we get a call from principal, 3 or 4 kids come in. Sometimes there are kids leaving as well, so we're watching, everyone. But the one that really concerns us right now is South Street, for sure. So we gotta really keep an eye on it. Okay, thank you, John. We have a presentation I was invited to sponsored by the PTO and Linda Costco's group on October 17 at 7 o'clock at the Assumption Greek Orthodox Church. I think the mayor is also invited to that, I believe. And it's a Q&A in terms of, why do we need kind of stuff. So it'll be interesting to see how that night goes. We have the youngsters, we have a district effort for public information, and we recommended last year to possibly have another breakfast that we've had in the past with the realtors. We decided to do it at the high school, and the kids at the high school, along with Carmela, have really taken this on. They've organized about 5 or 6 of them, really provided some great leadership They've organized it, they've produced a lot of the literature, they're working on a video, and it's a K-12, and it's gonna, if you have time, please come that morning. It's gonna be, I think, a great opportunity. Carol, you want to talk a little bit about it? You were part of that with Dick? You're helping out with that.
Well, I think Dr. Sal's pretty much got it covered. The kids are working very hard at it. I have coordinated it with the Northern Fairfield County Association of Realtors. And we just got our first response today. I gave Dr. Sal, they've emailed out invitations. They'll be doing it twice a week. And collecting questions for the student panel to answer. Pretty much it.
What time is it?
Oh, it's going to start at 8:45 with a bagels and coffee type breakfast until 9:15. And then the quick presentation and the more lengthy question and answer panel with the students will be until 10 o'clock. And then the tour of the building will be from 10 until 11.
Great, so hope to see you there. I think you really enjoy it. Last week, last board meeting, I had put my goals on, and as you know, we had a request also to look at them again, and I did make some adjustments as this is a draft. Obviously, I'll wait until we have a retreat on Saturday where some goals will emerge and to see if there's a nexus to my goals. One of the things I've asked the board to do, and it's been helpful, I know it, is to do multi-year goals so that we have the focus. I did, if you look at the outreach, I worked with Ann, actually, we came up with a few extended programs. We're going to try a quarterly coffee, basically, and some other activities to reach out to parents with community conversations. So that's all, I did add that in here, under Goal 2, Parent and Community Engagement.
Yes, ma'am.
I've had some suggestions also. I think that in our district that it's multicultural and it reaches many different individuals. And my concern is that we need the superintendent's goals and objectives to be really understandable. So anybody reading those goals can understand what they are. And I'm suggesting that maybe we look at that SMART formula, which is specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and timely goals is how it goes. And I just had some suggestions, so I was wondering if I could pass these out to the board, and then maybe, during our retreat, we can look at those. And there's also an explanation of how you reach those specific goals or measurable goals. So it's just really simple explanations of how you can get to that. And I just think it's very, very helpful. So if I could pass this out.
Okay, why don't you just leave and we'll.
After the,
Yes,
can they get included in the minutes, that would be terrific.
Yes.
Thank you.
Information about the revision to the high school graduation.
No, that's just, the policies changed, that's just the administrative regs that have been cleaning it up for a while, in the past year.
I have a bunch of questions about that, like a bunch of questions about those policies and changes. And
Well, let me just, this is on for information, not discussion. These are regulations, and the regs are administrative. As we discussed in the past, a reg is not approved by the board. It's just information. But what we usually have conversation about, because it's relevant conversation, I don't know what you want to have.
Right.
So that's up to you. But just so the board understands, all of this has come about, and this is actual practice that has had to change. One of them, because the things weren't written down, and we've been collecting information, and this confirms a lot of practice, and then changing to the new system of accountability regarding our school. We've had to make some switches with the grading policy procedures. But the goals that you've set are the goals that these regs go with. So however you want to have the conversation.
Is it possible that we could do this at a board workshop?
It could be, I don't even know if, my questions are somewhat specific. I don't know if we need to ask them to the individuals who made those decisions, but I mean, even if it's regulations and changes, it's something that is affecting us and our kids and their performances. And some of them, I just have some real questions about how they are in relation to other high schools in the area. I mean, I could get into specifics. I wrote them down. I'm happy to.
How many questions do you have, Cindy?
I have quite a few questions, so I can pass them out. I looked at each of them and I went and did some research. So they're just questions like, why do we have this and why was that decision made? Because historically, yeah, for conversation. Because we're running into some situations, even at the high school right now, where changes are made. And I'll give you an example. For example, in some English classes, kids are being assisted with writing their essays for colleges. In other classes, they're not. And that's wrong, because every child should be helped in the same way. So changes were made, and then that's an inequity that now you don't get a do-over. Those kids are not going to get that same help because now we're in the middle of October, and those other kids have been being helped with their essays until beginning of August. So that's why I thought it's important for us to look at some of these and just have discussions. So however you would like to do that, but I do really feel it's important that we do look at these and have our questions answered.
How do you foresee us moving?
Well, there's best practice that we follow, other districts may not follow the same best practice. But having a conversation about it is, I have no problem with that. Maybe it's better for Sandy to make an appointment with Gary and Megan up there and go through it, because they're the ones that work through it and they can be more specific. There are curriculum changes that are made, and the board doesn't make them at this level, they're made differently. And sometimes there are gaps but this has nothing to do with that. It's just.
This is not curriculum related, just there are things.
That's what I'm saying, it's different than that there. So, I mean, that is one way, and you have a policy committee, you could have that, and we could talk about it there. I mean, it's okay with me to talk through it, because there's a reason why we do
I mean,
these.
it's just questions that I think are, we need
I
to
think at
address.
this moment, I think it would, the best bet would be, let's seek the policy committee. Let's forward those questions, have those conversations at the policy committee, at some of it, okay, and then we move forward, okay?
My suggestion would be that when we have the policy meeting, that we have Megan.
Yeah. No, that's why everybody,
That's fine.
because, there's a lot of information on research that I'm sure, no problem.
That's fine, but I do think it's important.
And when, can we have both of those at the same time, you give them out like, yes, Ms.
I
Evans?
was going to mention that it should go to, I thought it should go to policy.
And then, Mr. Taversack, which, you start looking at a date that we can, have the policy committee meeting, okay? Okay, Dr. Sir?
That's it, again, then the board should.
Okay, everyone know that we have the retreat is set for Saturday out here, and we're gonna start at 8 o'clock. I'm gonna ask everybody to come right out so we can do what we need to do from 8 o'clock in the morning until
There'll be coffee and stuff here and some lunch as well.
in your package, you receive the board self-evaluation. And we should be doing our board self-evaluation at least once a year. And we need to have that form completed, and we come up with a date that we would, as a board, would sit down in an executive session and do board self-evaluation. So I'm looking at before Thanksgiving. Could we do this before Thanksgiving? Okay? You have the form with you. And we're gonna fill it out and bring it back, and then we're gonna have board self-evaluation. And board self-evaluation is always done in executive session. Everybody have the form?
It's online.
Okay, and if not, you can go on, it's all, and Debbie will send it to you, okay?
One more time.
I'm sorry.
Yes.
This is a little out of order. On the superintendent's goals and objectives, do we have a time frame that we have to have those done by a certain time also?
Yeah, there it is.
So, okay. Are we gonna meet that time frame? Okay.
I don't have it.
Okay,
So
all
I
right.
can give you the
Okay,
specifics.
all right. Thank you.
Okay, there's another information, not just information. It's just a little note that I'm going to read. is from Dr. Shawana Tucker, and she said, thank you for the beautiful dozen of white roses that you presented to me during the last board meeting. I appreciate your thoughtfulness and have enjoyed working with everyone to improve the quality of education for Danbury students. And she just wanted to thank us for the presentation of the roses to her. I had some other information, but that information will come when we do board self-evaluation. So I'm just going to leave that on. Next thing that I attended the citywide PTO meeting the other one night, because I'm out every night, so I don't know what day it was. But anyway, this is the flyer that they came up with to talk about the expansions that's going on and how they could, as a group, distribute this information. And Dr. Sale was there, myself, and the other, all the other schools that were represented. And Dr. Sale was very clear into, you know, how they go about disseminating this information. So some people always, you know, they want to put everything on the computer. So Dr. Sale said that, you know, they really have to be careful how they disseminate this information. And regarding the referendum, okay? So we just can't just put it in a kid backpack and send it home with them, okay? So they're having a meeting on Wednesday, October the 17th at 7 o'clock p.m. at the Greek Orthodox Church that we already talked about. So this is just a flyer that they had made up. Okay? Yes.
Is there a rule or a law about as long if it's just informational
Time,
purposes?
place, and purpose.
You can do that in backpack.
You can, but even that, when you know what I do? I call up to the Elections Commission because it's really, their advice was don't ever give it to a kid.
Not even
not a
just
good
information.
You know, you could do that, but they can tell you that, you know, so what I said to them, they can post it, you know, they're permitted to post it, they can put it on our website, and then they can distribute it, but not at our place, and we can't sponsor it. The board could go and answer questions, but you can't sponsor it. That's all.
But you can just answer questions, yes or no, you can't
No,
answer.
you could
say
you
you're in
could-
favor or
yeah.
you're not.
As long as we're participating in a panel, I mean, you know, but you can't sit here tonight and proselytize why you want, because you have a captive audience. I mean, there are rules about that. So you just need to be very careful.
So the four leading people that are putting this together is Mr. Janelli, what's his name, Linda Costco?
Mrs. Costco.
Yeah, and
And
then Earl
the
Fox.
PTO.
And then the citywide PTO president. So. Yes, Dr. Phillips.
I wanted to,
I need you to speak into the mic.
I wanted to ask a question about those rules. Now, I was sent an email because I asked that question and wanted clarification about the rules of,
Elections Commission?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he did, and, Tom did send it to me. Okay, so have I been able to find it when I went to read it again before this meeting because I wanted to ask some questions about it? No. So,
Would you like me to send it to you again?
please, please, because I am very concerned because the election is weeks away and I don't know that everyone understands the impact of this referendum. So, and I apologize for not being at that meeting Monday. I was supposed to go and I don't know why I didn't go. I think I forgot it was Monday. I mean, the day. Okay. Yeah.
The rules change when there's a pending referendum. Prior to that, everything that we did and talked about and presented was co-stay.
Right.
Once the council decided that it's going to move forward,
Right.
then the restrictions for the election
Are very
commissions
tight.
are very tight.
Right, he explained that to me, and, you know, I understood that, but I'm glad we're going to go to the church and at least be able to answer questions.
Right.
But
Yeah.
I think we should be doing something else, and
Yeah.
that's why I wanted to read that again.
I think everyone, even at citywide PTO, you know, everyone wants to do a lot more, but, you know, due to rules, we just can't. So, you know, this is why they decided that, you know, they would come out and give some information. And my thing is, this will be a reading point for those people that's coming in, because, you know, I understand that there's 4 separate questions. Now, how those questions are going to appear on the ballot, I don't know. So, you know, people have to be educated that, you know, you're just gonna go in there. We don't know how they're gonna have the questions divided up. They might have one question here, another one at the bottom, but we wanted to make sure that people go in and support the referendum. Yes.
And that flyer that you have there, that was created by the citywide PTO? Is
That was Miss Linda Costco created.
Education Connection.
Oh,
Right.
okay.
No, the Children's First did
Okay, I
that.
apologize, I get mixed.
They did that. She did that.
She did that.
Mhm.
And are we as board members allowed to get a hold of that and pass them out to people, maybe at sporting events?
Well,
Or is
you
that
know,
considered-
you're an agent of the board.
I know, I'm
Which
that's
you
what I'm
need to be
asking.
careful, but you know, you have a right also as an individual. And that here, I just want to double check something. It's, everything you need to know about project, place, come learn about the integrated plans, special, yeah, it's time and place and conversation. So I would say, you know, when I call the elections commission, his only advice, even though this is directory, let's say, it's just information, don't use kids, don't use school materials, but be very careful. But if you took this and went to it and said, here's a meeting taking place, and don't sit there and you better vote for it, or
I know.
your child's gonna be no lockers next year.
Yeah.
Even though it's true, you can't do
That's
that.
already happened.
You can't do that.
Are there any board committees report?
I'd just like to ask, I see we have all the policy committee members here, myself, Rich, Sandy, Gary, and Kathy. So maybe we can get together and come up for a date. We got everybody here, maybe we work one out and then we can get it to our chair. Afterwards?
I didn't know that.
Right?
Yes.
I think Gary and I switched out.
The policy committee, we have Mr. Tavasat, Mr. Orley, Sandy, Gary Forkenthal, and Kathy.
I thought we switched Gary and I. I'm sorry. And I never paid a bit of attention to this.
Sounds like we're both on it, sounds.
Right, we can
Well,
copy on it.
1, 2, 3, it's 4 people. So who's on? You and, who switched, Ms. Edwards?
With Gary.
Okay,
Okay, yeah,
okay.
in fact, I
Right,
think my
okay.
meeting, we already had
We had a meeting
We already had switched, yeah.
Yeah. So, you know, I'll make sure that David corrects it next.
Okay, so,
Okay.
so it's Eileen.
So I'm not on. I guess, which is what I thought.
Okay, okay.
Company we can.
So it's Eileen, it's Ms. Evans,
Yeah, you can
Sandy,
get I was
you,
gonna
Bob,
tell jokes.
You can go to
and
the
Kathy,
And Rich Hall.
and Rich Hall. It's just a typo. Yes.
Are you going to, can you just tell me what that deadline for me getting the form, the online form for your board self-evaluation was again?
Well, we're trying to, well,
I
this
just
is the
wanted-
first meeting, and the forms are being passed out.
Okay.
I was hoping that at our next meeting, that you could come up with a date so we can get this done before Thanksgiving holiday.
Okay. But not
So if our
before-
next meeting, everyone can look at that calendar and come up with a date, and we can move forward instead of sitting there trying to figure out. Okay? So
But
next
before.
meeting,
Doesn't have to be filled out by next week?
no, okay? Next meeting, you will come up with a date that we can have board self-evaluation, and then, within that time, you can, you know, look at the form, fill it out, and, then we can set a date when we can have a meeting, okay? Yes,
My question is, Computer Genius here, know, is it possible to print out those 2 pages of the 56 that are part of the
not on here,
package for tonight?
here, on this computer?
No, the one that I got home. I mean, I got the email today.
Yes, right, find it out.
I was afraid if I hit print, I'd print out all 56
You
pages.
will. I printed mine from home.
In the box where it says print, you can tell it where you
Just say like page
Yeah.
45.
Yes,
Okay,
Is
thank
it range?
Thank you for listening.
okay. So now, Mr. Taversack, you all set? No, sir?
Well, I don't know, we'll discuss, I thought we discussed it after the meeting. Okay, and then get a date.
Okay.
Rather than throw it across right now.
Okay.
The only thing I caution, because I want Gary and Nick there, so I gotta check with them too.
Okay.
Their nights are, so when you set it, I'll check with them and then I'll confirm their night. Okay, because I don't have their schedule.
Okay. Okay. Since there's no committee report, I need a motion to enter into executive session for discussion of confidential matters.
So moved.
Second. It's moved by Kathy, second by Phyllis. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion so carried. We need to take a 5-minute break. And I'll get back so we can convene to our executive
Find it on the
session.
paper.
Hi, I'm Sergeant Rory Duraco with the Danbury Police Department. We're asking you to please refrain from using your handheld electronic device while operating your motor vehicle. This has caused citizens property damage, personal injury, and loss of life. So please, when you're operating your motor vehicle, keep your hands on the wheel, your eyes on the road, not on your phone. Thank you.